Sim racing season is pretty much over for me now as we've headed into November. Fast season is over. The fuel season is over. Bomb squad's pretty much over. They might still do some fun runs during the week, but pretty much in the winter months now, I kind of want to just. I told myself I was going to leave my wheel and pedals out, but I think I might put them away just to maybe set some other stuff up on my desk and just like not have to look at my wheel for like 3 months until February. But it was a fun year overall. I'll get into it in a little bit, but this is Who's That Driver, episode 26, and I'm joined by someone who I haven't gotten to race with too much, but life is busy for a lot of people, and when you think busy, sometimes you don't realize how busy that could be. But he found time to be here with me tonight, and I'm happy to say Emmanuel Hartnett on the show here on Who's That Driver. What's up, Emmanuel?
Hey man, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm chilling, man. Sunday night.
I feel that no first week without NASCAR, it's so different. So
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta
another
find
thing.
something
It's
to do.
weird, no NASCAR. F1 was on today,
Yeah,
but
I don't really follow. I mean, I follow F1. Don't get me wrong, but like I don't have the means to watch because I don't have the money for Sky Sports to watch it. Even though I love Sky Sports, so I catch the highlights on YouTube. But first weekend without NASCAR, it's kind of feel a little bit empty a little bit. Sunday's my only day off. I really have time to do anything, so I'm like, well, what do I do today? So just trying to find time to do today.
yeah, not into football really or anything like that. Or
I just started fantasy football. I don't know a whole lot about football, but I started fantasy football this year, and I don't know a whole lot about football, so it's like trying to figure who are good players are. And I picked out some random players, and I'm right now number three in my league right now, so I feel like I'm doing pretty good without knowing anybody.
there you
I
go.
just yeah, I mean I have Travis Kelsey if that counts. That's all I know on my team.
Yeah.
And I'm not really into football, honestly. But my best friend was like, you know what, you got to do it. And then I said, well, if I do it, you got to do NASCAR fantasy next year with me. He's like, okay, cool. He's like, well, this is only 15 weeks. I'm like, all right, well, next year is 38 weeks, so I hope you're ready for that.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute. That's a
What I get
lot
myself
longer.
into. No, definitely, but I'm enjoying fantasy football. I'm way too addicted to it, but it's fun. I love it though.
Yeah, I used to like doing fantasy football. When I was growing up as a kid, teenager, I would do it, and then after high school, I didn't really do it. And then like I got back into it for like 3 or 4 years, and then this year I was kind of just like I don't really feel like doing it this year, so I didn't bother reactivating my league. So just maybe taking the year off. Not really too much into football this year either, so kind of a weird year for me. Like I'm not really into the ball sports too much anymore, but whatever. Interests change
You know,
over
I,
time, so.
no, definitely. Like I've followed baseball a little bit this year. Followed, I mean, not really followed soccer. I followed rugby actually a lot this year.
Oh,
I used to be
interesting.
I used to be a rugby player, so I never kind of lost the love for it. So I always just like just to catch up on it. And I don't really have a team. I just like to watch it because I miss it, but it just I'm old. My body's not. I can't do it no more.
How old are you again, Emmanuel? I don't remember. I thought we were maybe around the same age, but I could be wrong.
I'm 26. I
Okay,
turned
yeah.
26.
I'm older than you, so you're not old. I'm old, okay?
How old are you?
28.
Oh my God, 2 year difference. So much. Well, I had a back injury when I was 15, so
Oh,
that's
okay, yeah. That's catching up already.
yeah. So I had a back injury when I was playing sports when I was in high school. I think it was a sophomore year. It's been so long ago, and I can't do like the age is catching up to me already. So,
That's tough,
but I
man.
feel old a lot. So but I have no regrets though because that was one of more fun times of my life. So
There you
no
go. Yeah,
regrets.
that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
Everybody says treat your body good when you're young. Nobody listens to that.
No, definitely not. Well, man,
So
let's. It's cool that I didn't realize, rugby. I thought that was more of like a international, like I think rugby's big in Australia or something. I don't know where it's for like really popular or not, but interesting.
yeah, it's popular Australia and usually England and Australia. Usually, if I'm correct, I'm probably wrong, but that sounds probably right. England and Australia.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. So let's go into motorsports a little bit for you. We were talking a little bit about it I think before we started here. But so the main question I ask everybody is what got you into motorsports, who your first favorite driver was, who it is now if it's changed. You and I are in our late 20s, so probably has changed for you. And then your favorite form of motorsports.
Okay, so I first started. I actually remember this story. Never forget it. It's 2007. I forget what date though. It's a Sunday. It was Mother's Day weekend. My dad was flipping through channels, and it was the Spring Darlington race in 2007. I just remember it was end of the race, like 13 laps to go. Jeff Gordon was leading. Denny Hamlin was like second, and then Jimmy Johnson third. And I told my dad, just go scroll back to it, and he scrolled back to it, and we watched the last 13 race laps that race, and I liked the flames on Jeff Gordon's car. The blue and orange cars was nice. I liked it. It was my favorite scheme. I liked it, and it caught my eye, and he won the race. So he was the first driver I saw that I really enjoyed watching. Plus, he was a young dude and stuff at the time, so he was winning a lot too. But after that, I didn't really watch till like let's say the Coke 600 that year, in '07. I remember. I'll never forget that day. I don't know if you remember the NASCAR hotel. You ever heard of that?
Vaguely, yeah, I remember it a little bit. Yeah, NASCAR Hotel.
So I lived in Las Vegas, and there was a NASCAR hotel. My dad took my sister and I there, and we were watching it. And it's all these drunk dudes just chilling out on lap early in the race. And I remember lap 61, Jeff Gordon crashes out, and that, if you remember, is the light blue and dark blue Department of Defense Chevrolet. It
Okay, yep.
was still my favorite paint scheme of all time. I've ran it online too, so I love that scheme so much. Um, he crashed lap 61. I was upset that he crashed then. And then I was mad and I wanted to go home. And we went home. I watched the end of the race and stuff like that. And I just become a Gordon fan ever since. I just, I liked him. He just had cool cars, and he was just sophisticated. If I may, he was sophisticated. I think he really didn't get arguments. Everybody. He was my first guy I saw, and he just stood with me forever. So until I retired in 2015. So and then my current favorite driver is Ross Chastain.
All
I
right,
followed
yeah.
him.
Hail
Yeah, yeah,
Melly.
yeah. Yes, I followed his career since 2012 in his first Truck Series start, which was O'Reilly Raceway Park. I just liked him because he got a watermelon on his truck. It's pretty cool, honestly. Like seeing a watermelon on his truck. I didn't really start following his career till like when he ran with SS Greenlight Racing, the '08 truck. I just after that I started following him ever since when he ran really well in BKR, the number 19 car. Um, he should have won Iowa in 2013, but hey, green white checkers happen, so I'm gonna be a little bit biased that he should have won that race. But I followed his career, then I still follow his career. He's just my all-time favorite driver. 2018, I got to see him win his first Xfinity race at Las Vegas. I met him that weekend. Really nice guy. He's a really nice driver. He asked me a question: which car do you follow? I didn't know what he meant by which car he follows. So I was like, let's put all of them on there. Because he ran the trucks. He ran everything in 2018. I felt like he ran everything but like 6 races.
Hmm.
And then then when he got with Trackhouse, honestly, with how Trackhouse ran in 21, I did not expect a whole lot of him out of 22, honestly. Like, I thought Trackhouse wasn't ready to step forward or anything like that. I thought, honestly, they weren't going to be that good. And I'm like, oh, this is going to suck for Ross. But then he winds up winning COTA in Talladega. He almost won Vegas that year, and he did a Hail Melon. He's just the most entertaining driver out there, and that's what I like. He's just so entertaining. And just have to follow him to watch his career progress over 13 years. It just you got to pull for him. You have to, where he started and now where he's at. You just got to pull for him.
Yeah, he worked his ass off to get the cup. Like he
No, def.
didn't have a lot of help, didn't have the big money, but he just worked his ass off and he made it, man.
I, I
I
think
love
if
Ross.
you, I think if he had the sponsorship with Chip Ganassi in 2019 Xfinity, he would have won a lot of races.
Oh
Honestly.
yeah. Well, too bad they were fraud. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Jeff. I forget I remember his last, but he would have won a lot of races. I feel like because he ran
yeah,
really well in that
yeah. When they were part
Chip
time in
Ganassi
that
car.
car, yeah, they were killing it.
Oh, definitely. He should have won Darlington and Vegas, in my opinion, but Harvick happened. But there's everybody has their own opinion on it.
Yeah,
I
I remember
think
the Darlington thing. Yeah, that was
I
oof.
was I was upset about that a little bit, but you know what? I got to see him in his first race in Vegas, so I'm really happy with that. And for my favorite motorsport right now, honestly, I'm really I wish I like IndyCar a lot right now. I wish their races were like they had more races throughout the year. Um, for me, I like the points format. It's just straightforward. I forget it's like 18 races, 23 races, something like that, and just whoever has good car show up, win the race, gets most points, wins the championship. I like that format, and just, IndyCar has it, and they really, and I think really besides the Indy 500, they really stepped up this year. There's been a lot of good racing this year, unless you watched the first half, it was just two winners, but the second half of the season was really good. If we had like the format that IndyCar has for points, I'd watch NASCAR more, but like,
Yeah, cause
but
so
you know
you got
what?
into it. You got into it when it was Chase. So
Yes.
um,
And
there are rumors that they could go back to the Chase. But they haven't taken full season off the table.
here's how if I were to choose the playoff system, you have your 16 drivers, you do your five races, you have the top eight in points, status. Whoever's in the top eight fights for a championship. Who's in the bottom eight just doesn't fight for a championship. It gets eliminated. That's how I think it should work. It'd just be a lot simpler. Like, if you're in
So
the
a
bottom
five
eight,
and five. So just do five races,
yeah,
cut it in half, and then those eight guys for five races.
exactly.
That's an
That's what I
idea.
like. That's what I prefer. But I don't think that will ever happen. But but back to their motorsport thing, I think Xfinity Racing, I'd say, is my go-to this year. They had
Oh
so many good
yeah,
races this year.
Xfinity's current package has just been phenomenal the last 3 to 4 years.
Oh, definitely. I watched most of the races this season more than Cup this season. So I'd say
Same.
Xfinity first, Xfinity first, then IndyCar second. I when Parker Kligerman won Daytona, call me crazy. I went crazy for that. I was so happy for him.
Yeah, he got robbed in the truck race and then got it. Technically, it's under Silich's name on the record books, but he did get
Two
to
Daytona wins that don't
experience.
count to his record.
Yeah, two that don't count to his record. That'll never happen again.
No, it won't happen again. But I, you gotta feel good for Kligerman though. It's like Ross. He's fought his way. He started really good in ARCA. Then I could tell you his whole career, honestly, but I don't think we had time for that.
Yeah, no.
But I followed his career. I followed his whole career too since he started trucks and BKR equipment too. So yeah, that's a good time. I'm just glad he got that one win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll be following all the Trackhouse guys, Ross, Shane, and Connor, uh, for years to come. And my other main guys right now are Denny and KB, and I'm so sad for Denny. He got he had it, man, and it just caution came out, and I don't know if we'll ever see Denny get close again. And then KB just
You-
going to RCR was good for like 1 year for KB, and since then it's been miserable.
To the Denny Hamlin thing, I was just glad I got to see his 60th. I was there when he got his 60th win, so
Oh
that was
hell
pretty
yeah.
cool to see. Honestly, it was really cool to see. And I was 40 seconds away from him winning his championship, and I was like, oh my god! And Byron blew a tire out. I was heartbroken. Honestly, I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, this guy's the unluckiest NASCAR driver that has ever existed. Honestly, like, I just want him to win a championship so bad. But maybe I'm hoping for. He signed a 2-year contract. He wins the championship, his last contract, and just retires right then and there. That'd be pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah, I was honestly thinking that if he had won it this year, I think he would have retired on the spot. Like he wouldn't even have bothered going another year, just retire on the spot because those were his two goals that has been talking about on his podcast. The last 2 3 years was get a championship, and he never really said the specific number at first, but it came out later that like getting 60 wins was his goal, his other goal. So like if he had gotten the championship with the 61st win, like I think he would have been like, yeah, I'm done. Like I don't have anything else to prove.
No, definitely. And you like Kyle Busch. I just want to see him run well. Honestly, that's all I want to see him do. Run well. It seems like the Spire cars are just better than he is. Honestly,
Yeah, it's
I just want to
crazy.
see him run well. I just want to see him win one more time. That's it. That's all I want to see. He ran. I just want to see him do good. It hurts to see him, a guy championship caliber driver. It just this sucks. And Austin Dillon's winning. I know you like Austin Dillon, and
Yeah, not as
I
much
like
as I
Austin
used
Dillon
to,
too. But
but I like him a little bit.
really,
Yeah, he had a year where he was just kind of being dumb. Like he would get himself wrecked and then blame the other driver, and I was just like, I just
I
don't
feel like I
agree.
was here. I feel like it's 23 or 24. Those 2 years. I
I think it
remember.
was 23. He got wrecked by he wrecked himself off of Reddick at Pocono, and he blamed Reddick, and I was like,
I
nah.
was gonna pull up
He
that
was
incident too. I was gonna say the
he
same
was
thing.
there. Like Reddick was to your inside, bro. Like you just kind of turned down, but I mean, I guess. And then there was something else that he like had said, and I was like, this guy is kind of dumb right now. But I was happy. I was happy that he like got a legitimate win at Richmond this year because all of his other wins had been like a little bit Mickey Mouse or strategy based and stuff. So I was happy he got like a literal win because when you looked at all his wins, it was fuel strategy, Coke 600, drove through Almirola Daytona 500, two tires at Texas in a package where there was no way to pass and there was no tire wear. Um, then he got another win.
Daytona, when half the field, like,
Yeah,
three-fourths of field wreck, I think.
all the field died in the rain. Yep, that was another one. And like, I think it was Reddick. I think it was Reddick was still in the 8 at the time. Just that was his last year in the 8. Just kind of shipped Cindric out of the way. I think it was. I think that was Reddick. It was either Reddick or
Yeah, it
Hemrick.
was. It was Reddick in the eight. It
Yeah,
was
it
Reddick
was
in the
Reddick.
eight.
Yeah, just did a teammate thing, shipped the guy out of the way, and then it was just a Chevy train, and no one would pass the 3 because they're like, we kind of know he needs to win. So, um, and then he won Richmond last year technically, but if that stupid Ricky Stenhouse caution didn't come out, he would have won that one legitimately too. So,
He would have had two legitimate wins.
2 legitimate wins at Richmond, yeah. But it's funny
I
because
mean,
when I started watching Dylan and Cup, he sucked at Richmond. Like he was bad at that track, dude. So like to see him do good at it now is so cool because that was like one of his worst tracks when he started in Cup.
I remember. Yeah, I mean, his career is just up and down. Honestly, if you think about it, he's made the playoffs, but he's had as much as he's had good years, he's had a lot of bad years too. Like
Yeah,
last year, like 30th in points last year. It's like, yeah, man, like what's going on with Dylan?
I think it's the whole team. It's the whole team. They're like the B minus Chevy team at this point. Like
I
Trackhouse
mean, they
gets a
make their
little
own.
more than them, and Spires with Hendricks, so they get a little more. It's like RCR is like really down on the totem pole, and they've been with Chevy forever, so you'd think they'd be more loyal, but Chevy don't really help them out too much. I think they need to jump ship and go to Dodge. That was a rumor a few years ago.
It's still a rumor coming up, 2028. It's with colleague.
I think it's
So I
supposed to
mean,
be
that's what
I think it's supposed to be 27, but we'll see, I guess.
one of those 2 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Dodge is coming back. Definitely think Dodge is
Oh
coming
no,
back.
yeah, they wouldn't be going in the trucks if they weren't coming back for like at least a good 10-year program or something. So
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be before they get competitive, it'd be at least 3 years, honestly, 2 or 3 years, because they're making their own stuff, engines. So,
hmm
but I really want Dodge to come back to Cup. They had some nice looking cars, like the Dodge Charger. Oh man, it's so beautiful car.
yeah, I'd be curious what body they end up running when they do come to Cup because right now they've turned all their cars to EVs or hybrids. So
That's disappointing right there.
I know Chevy's. I think not Chevy, but Ford has like turned around and like they're like not gonna do EVs completely. Like they're still gonna make gas and hybrid, but Chevy and Dodge are still trying the EV experiment. So we'll see how much longer they go with that or not. But
What do you think about the electric vehicles that they bring to the track? The electric vehicle series. What do you think about
they're
that?
crazy. I'll tell you what. Like I know. I think David Reagan wrecked one of them one year at the Coliseum, like doing a test run. They have so much power. It's like ridiculous.
I'll be honest with you, I just don't like it. Honestly, it's just you just hear whining of a battery. Honestly, I can't get behind that. Honestly, they ugly too. The giant spoilers on there too. It's just hatchbacks running around a racetrack, in my opinion.
Yeah, they
That's
do
what
look
this
a little.
reminds me of.
They do look goofy. I'll tell you what. Yeah, very goofy looking.
I mean, hey, maybe they provide good racing. I don't know. It's look goofy, man. Like, why can't they make it look like an actual stock car, not a rally car? It feels like.
Yeah, yeah, you kind of got a good point there. Yeah, they look kind of like a street rally car in a way.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, why can't they make it look good? But I don't make the designs. Thankfully, I don't have that job. So, but hey,
All right. Well, we're gonna get into some NR 2003. Before we get to you, I've just got a quick week to recap here. Um, as I said at the beginning of the episode, Fast has ended, Fuel ended, and Bomb Squad has pretty much wrapped up their fun season of like summer, fall races, and we'll see what we do for the winter. But just to recap my last week, we hit the Fast finale last Sunday at Phoenix. It was a very hard fought race for me. It was between me, Dunn Laprade, and Joshua Moores for the championship. Or not Joshua Moores, sorry, Randall Coleman. I was thinking Josh because Josh led most of the race, but I just totally discredited my team owner there, thinking it was already forgetting who the contenders were. But so it was me, Randall Coleman, Dunn Laprade. Randall didn't have the greatest night, but he was up there for the most part. But it ended up being mostly me, Dunn, and Josh Moyers battling for the win. Moyers eventually got tight. I was able to get by him. And then we had I think we had like a 15 to go or so restart. And I was able to hold off Moyers for a good bit. And then Dunn got by Moyers. And Dunn was just a little too far behind me to catch up. And I was able to hold on to get my first Fast Cup title. It was my 23rd win of the season. So reason I don't like the playoff.
23.
Yeah, the reason I don't like the playoff format, I won 2/3 of the season, and I sure as hell was not gonna go home without the championship. So I was happy to win that one. Plus, I get a little championship ring for that championship, so that's pretty cool. I should get that this week, so you'll probably see a picture of that on my Facebook at some point in the coming days. A lot of people that have Facebook will, and I'll be sharing it on Discord too. But it's a pretty nice looking ring. I've already seen a photo of it, so pretty cool. I haven't gotten to really win any trophies in my time on this game, so that's cool. Fuel
23 though, that's crazy.
Yeah. Fuel wrapped up Wednesday. That was a full 11 race season. I had already clinched the championship the week before. We ran a Homestead. It was a great clean race, green flag all the way start to finish. 67 laps at Homestead, open setup in Cup Physics. I got the pole, led most of the laps. A lot of guys were spinning out, but none of them were contact. So we went green the whole way because of that. RJ Bishop spun out in front of me in 3 and 4 at one point and almost came back up the track into me, but I Days of Thundered it right by him, between him and the wall. So didn't get any contact. Barely missed him, I'll tell you what. And I was able to win that one, and that was my 9th win of the season out of the 11 race season. So dominated there. Had a really good fight though from Apollo Hyde for that race, the whole race. It was pretty much me and him, or me and them rather, I should say. And then RJ was up there a good bit, duking it out. He was a little more short run speed, but he had a pretty good set on him. And then broadcast wise, Hobo, Andrew, and I did the penultimate race for them. So they've got one more race this Tuesday, and then I will actually like literally be into the winter mode. Like that's actually like the last NR obligation I have is Hobo on Tuesday. But after someone fell out last week, the points leader should be practically untouchable. If it's 17, 18 cars, like all he has to do is finish like 14th or something out of those 18 cars, and he's usually top 5. So we'll see how that goes. But crazier things have sure happened, in racing. And then final thing to recap, last night, Saturday night. We're recording this Sunday night, the 9th. Last night was the 3rd annual Danny Hardy Memorial Race hosted by Bomb Squad Racing. Had the privilege of getting to run that with a tribute scheme. I ran a purple car, black roof, Racing with Jesus Dodge Challenger. So kind of like one of the old Morgan Shepherd 89s. But I ran it number 6, my signature number 6 Mark Martin font. I had Hezzy Hardy's father and son racing logo on the back of the car, and on the quarter panels, and then we had Hardy's, the restaurant logo. And as much as it didn't make sense since it was a Dodge, we had GM Goodwrench on the side because that was GM Goodwrench and Hardy's were cars that Danny Hardy ran on his time in the community, and that Hezzy has run as well. So had to have those logos on the cars. Patrick Schaefer actually called me out today, like, "Why the hell you got GM Goodwrench on the side of a Dodge?" And I let him know. I just told him, like, "Oh, like we just ignored that, like it was just for one race. Like it's not a huge deal." So I could have run it as a Chevy, but I wanted to run the Dodge. Which, funny enough, that template imported onto the Chevy body anyway. So technically, I was running like a Chevy Challenger or a Dodge Camaro or Dodge SS or whatever. Like you can see in the screenshot like the body lines for the SS. Like it looks a little goofy on the front nose, but I like it. I like being able to run a quote Dodge. So yeah, so I ran that and I got lucky enough to win that race. So it was really hard fought. Had to fend off Hezzy, had the race against Jovan Anderson. Tyler Mallon was in that race for a bit till he blew up. Keith McLean was up there. Julian Wilson, Kilojoules was up there. I mean, it was a really hard fought race. I don't know, man, if the race could have played out so much differently. I had been like debating on not qualifying Emmanuel and just starting in the back and like working my way forward. I'm glad I didn't, because let me tell you what. Every time we would pit, I qualified 3rd. Every time we would pit, Jovan would get the lead back half the time because he had the first pit stall in a game track. So first pit stall is king. And then I would take half the next fuel run to pass him, and then we would get yellows like every time, like 15 to 20 laps into the run. So every time I would pass Jovan or was about to pass him, the caution would come out, and then he would get me back on pit road. So I had to like continuously work and be patient to pass him. And then Hezzy got by me at one point, so then I had to try to get by both of them. But it got to a point where Hezzy and I both went by Jovan, and then I got a better pit stop at one point. Got back by Hezzy, or no, I didn't get a better pit stop. I lost position again, Hezzy and I did. Then I got by Hezzy first. Then I got by Jovan. And then there was a late race restart. Kilojoules accidentally took 2 and then just like stuck it out with it, and I was able to be in second behind him. And then I just hauled the mail for the last 10 laps to try to stay in front of Hezzy and hit the corners just right each time, and was able to get the win, which was my first win at Texas. It took 300 wins at other tracks to get a Texas win. Hopefully I don't have to do that again. But it was just...
your win count is 300?
301 now, buddy.
300. Oh, I was going to say, have you reached 200 yet? No, you hit 300.
We hit 200 last year.
What?
Yeah. But, yeah, so just ran just enough races and got the right amount of luck this year to hit 300, and then capped it off with win 301 last night at Texas, which was... first time winning a Texas Motor Speedway race. I had come close like probably 5 or 6 times over recent years, and just something would happen, whether it was a late race yellow and then I would get wrecked or I would lose track position. There was a race, I think, in the spring where I made a decision to take 2 under a late yellow. Everybody took 4, and then I got screwed on that one. At Fast, when we ran Texas in May, it was a fuel mileage race, and we were going to have to clutch like the whole race after the first caution. And I went to clutch it into turn 1, and when I took my hand off the clutch, 4th gear was just broken for no reason. Like it was all kinds of weird stuff. Just kept happening. whenever I would go to Texas World, no problem. I ran like 4 or 5 races at Texas World in the last 2 years, won like all of them. But Texas Motor Speedway, like, would always give me a hard time, and I would be good there, and I like racing the track. It's just something, one of those things where something would always happen. It was the longest track that I would be cursed at in the early days. California and Kansas, I would always have bad luck, and I would do good at them, but I would have bad luck at those tracks. But so,
Yeah, but at least you got that Texas win out of the way now.
yeah, finally. Like I said, I better not take another 300 wins at other tracks to get another Texas win.
So when we're expecting to hit 400 next year, right?
Probably not. I've got other things to start doing that I haven't been doing, so I need to put time towards those things. So I'll only be racing like once a week full time next year for Bomb Squad Cup. And then I might run part time at Fast and some other leagues, but nothing crazy. Like maybe once every month or two, I might show up somewhere, but it just depends on how I'm progressing with my other ventures. So
I see you always running well at Maverick too. You always either winning those.
yeah, I won't be racing over there next year. So
No,
no.
I only ran one race there in Indianapolis last year, and yeah, no, never again. Unfortunately, even though all my friends race over there, I'm sorry that I will not. After that one race in Indianapolis, nope, I'm good. Sorry, I'd rather not lose my sanity.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I get it. And those are long
We
races
don't
over
talk.
there too. So
Oh God, I don't want to talk any bad about anything, but I miss the guy. I miss racing with some of those guys from NSC days.
oh yeah. Well, so we'll get into that, I'm sure, a little bit here as we get to you. So this is where we get into the guest history section here. So we're gonna talk all about how Emmanuel got into sim racing, and then specifically, NR 2003. So without further ado, Emmanuel, how did you get into NR 2003?
So, oh God, it's been so long ago. I'd say it was about 2015. I was a sophomore in high school. I remember I was signing up for a Hershey's Cup Series offline series years for that. I wanted the 83 car. Matt DiBenedetto ran 83. I like the 83 car. So I asked him, hey, you know where this 83 paint scheme is? And he's like, yeah, I would download it for you. It's like, cool. And I followed NR 2003 starting then. And then I was introduced to a friend. I forget how. His name was Daniel Voiles. We used to Skype a lot back when Skype was relative. Now it's
Oh,
not
good old
anymore.
Skype. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I met like a lot of my friends back then. So we used to Skype a lot, and he introduced me to eventually to Johnny Gardner and late Jamie Pintor. Um, what happened was Jamie and Johnny were actually running SMS lobby at Road America. I will never forget that. It was back then. So they were doing that, and then Jamie and I asked Jamie, "Hey, can you help me install NR 2003?" And I had a crappy computer back then. One of those HP laptops with like 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabytes of space, and yeah, that was not fun racing. So that's how those and long nights just downloading NR 2003 because I couldn't figure out how to do it. Then one night we finally did it. We downloaded NR, and I just we started. He taught me everything, how to install mods and everything, and I just had so much fun just playing the game. I still enjoy playing it. Even though I don't run online anymore that much, I still love playing single player. I still do love it. It's still one of my favorite games of all time. And eventually, I forget it was either you or Seth came to me first, asked if I run in a league with them. I think it was Seth first. I think he was running the Cheez It Cup series back then. I think you were part of it too. I think. And
I might have run once or twice, but I think my Cheez It was more for like beginners and stuff, so I wasn't permitted to run too much.
yeah, well, you're like the cup driver coming out of the bush series. That's what it felt like
Yeah,
racing you.
yeah.
bushwhacking the field. But this is when I was still in school, and Seth actually helped me get involved online. He helped me get like Seth Cole. He helped me like install like you need the core to start racing because I couldn't figure that out. I couldn't figure it out, so finally set me the core. And I remember my first online race, Cheez It Cup Series. I was 45 minutes late to the race. I was 48 laps down. I started 11 laps, and then the race ended. It was a 60-lap race. I came on lap 49, and that was my first experience online. I'm not gonna lie, it was hard, honestly. I didn't know what I was doing. I was keyboard at the time too, so
Hmm.
it's like trying to figure out what I wanted to use as my keyboard. So I think I did how did I do it? I'm trying to remember the layout. I remember I think A and D on the keyboard were for me to turn, and the shifting was the next that one key, and then my downshift was Q. Trying to remember, and then I forget what was the to go. I think it was W and S to uh, throttle and brake. That's what I used. And then when I was very fortunate enough, I got introduced to you. You were starting NRSL. I remember that. I ran a few races. Las Vegas, my first race with you, and with you guys, and it wasn't a big car field. I remember that. I remember, but it was like green to green. It was so much fun. And then I ran your league for the rest of the season. I think it's the only and Cheese It, and then after that, kind of got exposed to more leagues and stuff, and I found really my home was NNSCRA. I felt like because that's where and IRMRC and stuff like that, and that's where I found most of my friends. Honestly, is like I met them all in that league, and like that's where I had the most fun. Honestly, and I wish I could run more, but life is just so much harder now
Hmm.
than it was 10 years ago. But I wish I could do more. It took me about 2 years to win my first race. It was Pensacola, I think it was the Super Speedway Series when Levi was running it, the Steak and Shake Super Speedway Series.
Okay.
Uh, that was 2018. It was in December, so I'll never forget it because you never forget your first win. Hey, it's a video game. It still took me a long time to do it, and I remember it's like a big tire race that day. It's like I think Michael, I forget who was leading off turn four. Somebody blew a tire, the leader. I just went out the outside. I just pulled off the win. I'm like, finally, yes, finally. And I didn't win a lot in my career, in my NR10 career, but I'll never forget my first win. That was always special to me. And I'll never forget in your league, it was, you were very good in your league. You should have won that championship back in 15.
Nah, yeah. That was a California finale that was cursed. me,
Yes, I
me,
remember
and I think
Dejan.
me and Jack Merkel both probably should have won that racing championship, and then Dejan lucked into it.
Yeah, and that's when I was introduced to Cole Baker. God, I love Cole Baker today. I love that guy. He's such a great guy. But when I first raced to get an auto club, God, I hated him.
That's funny.
Cole, I love you, but because I, I didn't know everyone's racing styles back then. I didn't, and it was probably my fault. Don't get me wrong, it's probably my fault. But he raced me so hard though. I could I I thought he hit me and stuff, and this 16-year-olds get pissed off at everything for no reason. It's
Yeah.
like, Cole, stop hitting me. Like, tell him to stop hitting me. I remember you were streaming the race, and I look back at it now. I'm like, I look such like an idiot back then, but now I'm like, I used to be so into like online league racing for like until I'd say I was 19. I was like so into it. I was so serious about it, but then I'm like, I just look really stupid about it. I look back on some post from like the old MRC page. That's a good example. I still go back and relive all that stuff. So I look at the pictures and stuff, read all the posts. Then I came across one of mine. I'm like, oh yeah, I look so dumb writing this now. I would never wrote that as a 26-year-old me now. No,
Well,
but
that's how you live and learn, you know?
yeah, I look
That's
back
why
and I'm
we
like,
grow
that was
up.
so dumb. Exactly. And it was this IRMSC was so much fun too. Um, I remember winning the Lights Championship there in, oh God, a long time ago. Will Goss should have won that, but it was, I think, BBMC Phoenix. That's what it was. Just I just somehow finished fifth, won the championship, my only NR championship, and that was a good time. Like I said, I miss racing with everybody. But that's when I'd say probably about after COVID. That's when it really started. A lot of people stopped really racing. Honestly, I feel like I remember RMC stopped. Shane doesn't really race, and that doesn't even race anymore. And just so many people that don't race no more. And then I eventually turned into one of them. Honestly, it just being an adult's hard. I'm not gonna lie. You don't really have a lot of time to do it. So I always look back on my streams and stuff, and just like these were the days like I used to spend all night with these guys. We used to play games after like stuff. Now I just don't have the time to do it anymore. I miss those days. I do. But like for me, only today's the only day off I really have to myself because like Monday through Friday I go to school and I work full time, so it's hard for me to do anything anymore. So this is the only day I have to myself. But I'm still behind on my homework right now. But hey, I'll get it done eventually later tonight. But hey, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. You were just going on and on there. It's all good though. I lost
my
my train
bad.
of thought.
I didn't know where you wanted me to stop or anything. Where I don't know.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah. So I was gonna ask about Jaime Pintor. You said late. Like, did Jamie
Yeah,
pass away?
he passed away earlier this year
Oh my
in
gosh.
February. Yeah, he passed in February this year, about 8 days after my birthday. So February 17th, he passed away. Um, his mom called me that night, and I'll never forget that. She tells me that he something happened to him. They took him to hospital by ambulance, and then he passed in the hospital. And
Damn, man.
he and I had he was one of my best friends. He lived with me for a little bit. He stayed with me. I took him to his first NASCAR race in 2018. Um, we were there for each other. He he and that's a tough loss for me, honestly, because like I've known him for 10 years, and just
Absolutely,
we
man.
lived
Yeah.
with we lived with each other. He moved out from California and lived with me in Flagstaff and here in Kingman too, and I still don't believe it. I for the first like month, it was it was hard, honestly, because like I'm so like I don't losing somebody is really hard because you think that hey they're gonna come back. Hey, I'm hoping it's just a cruel joke I'm being playing on. I wish it was a cruel joke, but then really just 4 or 5 months ago I finally realized that hey he's not coming back. It was a hard one for me, honestly. Like uh, we we were really close to we used to spend 10 hours night gaming with each other. We'd start 6 o'clock in the evening and go till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning back then, and just him and he got me started. And I miss him to death. He used to have all these late night gaming sessions. And it's I don't have it no more. And I have him on Steam. It's just you see, I looked on his account recently. It's like it's been this long since he's been online. I'm like, man, it's hard, honestly. I miss him. It's just you know you never know what you have until it's gone. Honestly, that's the
Yeah,
best way I can describe it.
the Linkin Park song. you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. But you know, he's wherever he is now. I hope he's in a better place now. It's just it's been a rough one for since he passed this year. It's just I couldn't believe it. My fiance, she had to sit. There's this website in LA that reports on people's deaths, and she had finally had to sit me down. And she's like, "You need to read this, and like you need to just read everything about it." And I read it, and like I just realized then he ain't coming back. And I still go to that page every day, once in a while. I didn't say every day, like once a month, and just read it. Just
Just to
when I start
remember,
missing him, yeah, exactly. I still have pictures of him and everything. That was I've painted him cars. We didn't run a lot of online races together because he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I
I don't.
remember. I remember he had He raced like a little. I remember racing him a little bit, and he usually had like a tricky time with it. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember New School Racing. Remember that one? The second
Yeah.
season, we ran the I forget what Monster Energy Cup Series mod. Daytona. I remember I remember because I was just watching it recently. The rookies, they had one incident and they were parked. I always gave him shit for because he got parked in that race. Always remember that. I'm
I
like,
hope that
I was
wasn't my
watching it.
rule. I hope that was a
I
Rada
don't know whose
rule.
role it is. I just remember hearing like you saying that was on the number 26, 26 you have to park. I'm like, oh, I gave him shit up for that forever. Oh, good. That was one of my happy memories of him. You know, he got he got what's he call parked for that race. I still give him I gave him shit for that. That was one of my favorite moments. And then he got into like TikTok and Twitch stuff. We both did that. We did iRacing together too. Like he'd spot for me and I'd spot for him in his races.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't that good. He wasn't that good in iRacing. Don't get me wrong. He sucked at iRacing. But like I was really good at iRacing. I think I have like over 100 wins on iRacing.
Really?
Um, I do. I have over 100 wins on iRacing. I like running trucks. Those are my favorite things to drive. And yeah, he'd always spot for me, and I'd spot for him. He actually was there for my first NIS win back in 2021, something like that. And he was there for my last NIS win at Watkins Glen a couple years ago. And we almost won a Daytona 500 together like last year. Then 100 feet away, I got knocked out of the way, and I lost that 500. Like,
Man.
in my opinion, I should be back-to-back Daytona 500 iRacing winner. Because in 22, when that's when the first you've heard of WinVal 8820, right?
Uh, maybe.
Ha Yi guy, Michael Cozy Jr.
Oh yeah. Michael Cozy.
So yeah, he rated my Twitch stream in 23. Yeah, he rated my Twitch stream, and he was watching races, the coolest event ever. He still followed my Twitch. You know, I don't post on Twitch anymore. And I got wrecked in the final lap of that one. Then last year, I got wrecked. I was literally at the restart zone and got wrecked. That's when I lost my love for iRacing. I'm like, this is dumb. I'm done doing this. But I do it part time here and there. So,
Mm-hmm.
but but
Yeah,
Jamie, I miss a lot.
Sim racing can be annoying.
Oh God, you're telling me I'm trying to explore new sim racing stuff. I really want to race Indy cars. That's what I'm like my itch right now is Indy cars. I just want to race, even single player, multiplayer. I just want to run IndyCar. I run a lot of NASCAR. I just want to run IndyCar right now. So but there's nothing really out there for IndyCar. Yeah, NR has IndyCar, but it's not the same as like
No, definitely not.
iRacing.
Yeah, no.
It's not. And I don't feel like paying a subscription every month to race Indy cars and get wrecked by people tryhards. I just do it as a hobby now.
Yeah.
It's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, me and Joven were saying, we were talking the other night. Like, we enjoy hanging out with the guys, but like, and it's fun racing, but like at the same time, like it's kind of boring now, just because we've done it for so long, and it's like so many people have come and gone, and like there's still people that you enjoy doing it with, but it's just not the same anymore, and maybe that's just a getting older thing.
You know, me being out on the West Coast, all the leagues start like say 5 o'clock, and it's like 3 o'clock for my time. I used to be doing it when I was younger, but now as I get older, like I have priorities now. Like before we started, like I'm a parent now. I go to school full time and I work full time. I just don't have the time for it anymore. I wish I had the time to do it, but
Mm.
it's like I got to focus on my career coming up too. I got 2 more years of schooling to go through, and that's my big focus right now because like I want to be able to provide for my family eventually. I want to make money. That's it. I want to
Yeah,
make money.
I want to make that
That's the
money.
big. I want to make that green money. That's what I want to do,
I was
and that's
I'll show you the clip after we're done, but when I streamed the fast finale last Sunday, and when I took the white flag, I literally said to myself, "Show me the money."
literally, that's all. I just want to make money. That's it. Show me the money. But like, I do miss racing with you, Seth, and RJ, like everybody, Jess too. I haven't raced with her in forever. I've tried running. I think you remember. I don't know. Rolling RTG.
Yep.
I tried doing RTG.
There's so many guys
For
over
me,
there on Thursdays, man. They got a
oh,
lot of
there is so
guys.
many guys. They do, and I have no problem with. I ran a few races with them. It's not the same feel as I felt racing with NSCRA. Honestly, I just
Hmm.
wasn't the same feel. Yeah, you had Ulysses there. You had a few Seth there run every once in a while. It just didn't have the same feel as running with the NSCR guys, running with IMRC guys. It's just I think because they're just a little bit older of a group, they ran forever. They know each other better than I do. It just didn't feel the same. Honestly, I didn't really feel like I don't know how to explain it. Just I didn't fit in. Honestly, that's how I felt. I didn't fit in.
Mm.
And the NNS gang, I fit in perfectly. Honestly, we used to play. They still do it. They still play games late at night. I wish I could do that, but after 12 o'clock, I'm beat. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Honestly, I you know like I said, I miss I miss racing. It's just don't have the time for it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear about Jamie. He was a really good friend for you. So my
Oh,
condolences.
definitely. So,
Um,
things happen.
yeah, yeah, definitely. So you did answer kind of a bunch of my questions, kind of all over the place, but
Oh no.
it's fine. So your preferred number's been 83 for a long time now, right?
Yes.
What made you like? I know you like said it was like your first. You signed up for the Dibby car for offline, but what like did you feel like kept you to run 83 as opposed to like trying to run like a gore like 24? Obviously, everyone runs 24, so maybe that was too hard of a number to get. But like, what kept you to 83?
So I actually first started as number 20. I ran the 20 car first, but
Oh
then
yeah, I
I'm
remember
like
that. Yep.
the 20 car used to run first, but then like I didn't really have I didn't really call my name. It's just I feel like Matt Kenseth fans wanted it, and wasn't really a Kenseth guy. So I was like, you know what? I like De Benedetto. He's really cool. Um, he had a cool name, De Benedetto. That sounds pretty fucking cool in my opinion. Sorry, I cussed
you're
there,
you're fine.
but
That's a good
it's
line.
a cool name. He's got a cool name, and I don't. And I followed it, and I was like, you know what? Nobody really runs 83, so I was like, you know what? I'll start picking up 83, and really, there's a few instances where I try to run different numbers. I think I ran 32 one time just to follow the Bendel going to Go Fast Racing.
Yep.
But like, I just think 83 just stuck, honestly, because nobody really ran 83. Or if they did, it's really rare that they run 83. But like 83 just kept my name. And I still run 83 on iRacing and stuff like that. Nobody really runs 83. Nobody cares about 83. We need more people that care about 83. But it's just nobody runs it. And I felt it was a good calling for me, and it just fitted me that 83 was just a cool number. I don't know how many times I said 83, but 83 is a cool number.
Mm, yeah, right on, man. When did you get your first wheel? I know you said you started with keyboard and you have a wheel now, but when did you get the like switch officially?
Oh God, you make me think back here now. Oh God, I will say 2017, 2018, maybe.
Mm,
Um, it was a Logitech Driving Force GT, actually, my first wheel. Um, I bought it for $20 off of Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, it's 2017. I remember now. 2017. I bought it for $20. It came with actually a stand too. It had a stand and everything, and I just fell in love with it. It was the coolest. I felt so cool driving it, honestly. But then, when I turned 18, I'm like, oh, this is the beginner wheel. I need something more advanced, and ended up switching to a driving force G27. No, Logitech G27. I liked that because it really looked. I liked how it looked. It looked really cool, and not out of my budget. I spent like $150 on it, and then one of the wires broke off of it, and then I bought another one for like $80. I'm like, I like how cheap it was. I like how it felt, I liked having the shifter with it. And then my fiance told me that you gave me on an old wheel. You need something new. And now I run a Starmaster T300 RS. Had it for the last 5 years now. I do want to upgrade. I do want to upgrade. It's just what I want.
Money, you know.
I want to upgrade it. No, I know.
Money
Money's
too,
tough to
but
come by.
yeah.
It's like I've heard like Moses come out of nowhere and just like I've seen a lot of people say Moses is really good. Don't get me wrong. I've been looking. I'm going more towards the Fanatec route. I love Fanatec. I tried it when I was in Vegas at the Speedway. They had these Fanatics. I loved how it felt. It's just they're so expensive. Like the one I want, I put one in a shopping cart on the Fanatec website. $1,100. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good right now. I'll wait till I start making real money before I can afford that. Until then, like, and I do a lot of F1 racing too. So like, I want to be able to switch out my rims and stuff. I want to be able to get a F1 rim and like because racing as a traditional steering wheel on F1, it's just weird. It's just weird
Oh yeah.
unless you're racing the. It's just don't feel right, and because like you hit your DRS button, I'm like, all right, I guess I'll use the X button or something like that. It's just weird. It just feels weird. Just like driving a traditional wheel with an F1 game. It's just weird.
Mhm. Um, who would you say your main rival was over the years?
I was afraid you're going to ask me this question. Um, I wouldn't say I had a rival versus anybody because here's how I'll explain it. You had I look at like F1. You had your top guys like you, Joven, Jack, and then I don't mean disrespect to anybody out these guys I say, but like you had your secondary pack like the back markers. I'll say because I was a back marker and I still consider myself as one because I wasn't that good. I didn't win a lot of races. You guys like me, Blake, you know, Seth sometimes. We ran in the back, and I felt like those were your biggest competition, honestly. So I felt like you wanted to be the best of the back pack, honestly. Like those are the guys I really spent racing around because you wanted to finish ahead of them and stuff like that. I don't want to say I had a main rivalry. It's just you had your front guys and you had your back guys running. It's like I said, it's like F1. You got your 5 guys, 5, 10 guys, 7 guys, whatever, that are like really good. Like you, Shane, DJ. Um, you guys are really good. You guys are miles ahead of the pack. And if I could just qualify near you guys, that'd be great. But like I wanted to beat the guys like Blake and stuff like that.
Okay.
Um, Tristan, stuff like that. I wanted to beat them just because like I know I had the capability if I can run around them, I could beat them. That's and I don't know, and I don't want to take them. I don't want to think I'm better than them. I don't want that. I don't want to think that. I'm a terrible driver. I don't know how to say tires. I don't know how to say fuel. Nothing like that. I just felt like you had your top guys and you had your back guys you wanted to beat every week. So that's probably how I'd describe the rivalry. And no big driver rivalry, but I just think like that. You have your front guys and your back guys that you wanted to
Hmm.
race every week.
Who would you say you butted heads with anybody a lot in particular? I know you said you hated Cole at first, but now like you're cool with Cole. But like,
Oh god.
Was there anybody else that was like a major head butter?
Um. Oh god. I know we've gotten to it a few times,
We
but
did,
that
yeah.
was
We used to
whatever.
not like each other either.
I remember I had you blocked on Facebook once.
Oh, did you? I think
Oh,
might remember
yeah.
that. Yeah.
I remember you sent me a message like, "Thank you for unblocking me." Then we just talked it out a little bit and everything like that. I got really, I was really heated. I don't know why. It was probably for something stupid, but whatever. We're,
Probably.
but yeah. I butted heads with Greg Irwin. Um,
Oh, no surprise there. Everyone butts heads with Greg Irwin.
well, I'm not proud of it because so. I'm to apologize for this nothing, but he had an IRS league. I ran really well there. Um, I got my win taken away because I suppose went down below the yellow line. Agree to disagree? I don't think I did. I got suspended for 2 races. And then I'm like, I think it was bullshit in my opinion. But hey, then I came back 2 races later, and then for some reason his I don't want to go into it. He had his wife do the officiating and stuff like that, and I get stuff called on me. And I didn't really agree with it. And I'm like, at least my wife doesn't run the league or some shit like that. And I really,
Oh,
I
oh,
was personal about it.
oh
I
God.
brought his wife into it. At least my wife runs. At least, well, I don't know. It's like something that Kevin Hart, like
Something
Joey Logano said
stupid.
to Kevin
Yeah.
Hart, like, yeah, something stupid like that. And I look back and I'm like, it's kind of dumb, but like, I kind of like, I don't know. That
Well,
was probably
I'll tell
one
you.
that I got.
I'll tell you what. I wouldn't waste your time apologizing because those guys, Greg, and some of those other guys, that admin over there, they just hold grudges to the end of time and they don't really accept apologies. So I wouldn't waste your time, but it's up to you.
All right, cool. No, okay, no, never mind. Never mind. Forget everything I
That's
just
all
said.
it took.
Just,
Oh,
I
that's so
remember.
funny.
I remember Blake. I used to have a problem with Blake because I remember Amrasi used to have. If you want to run Cup, you had the light series. You had to run really. You had to run clean the light series. And I got into Blake at Atlanta. I was really mad because like he got at my end he got loose, and it looked like I plowed. I had a problem plowing people back then. I did. That sounds wrong, but that's what it was the term called back then. And I plowed him like I got mad. I was really mad at that time. And I'm like, you cost me to run the cup race at Atlanta later that day. I planned had nothing better to do. But Blake and I are friends, really good friends. And talking really, I'm probably missing some on Jack Merkel. Yes, Jack Merkel. I'll never forget this. I wasn't more like on track. It was more off track thing. Yeah, we didn't really have the good relationship online. We still don't, but I talk we I think I respect him a lot. I really do because he's such a good racer. I remember one time I was I'll never forget. Like I was so sensitive back then in our like I know this has nothing to do with NR, but I sent a package out, a die cast out. I never sent a package out. It was a little die cast, just 124 Ricky Stenhouse. I sent it to UPS without a box, which is my dumb part on it. And they slap a sticker on it and on the NASCAR box and get sent on its way. A few weeks later, he sends me the picture of it online, and I was so embarrassed and I was really mad, and I blocked him. And yeah, that was back in the day. And then he'd remind me that sometimes on track. This is probably about 2017, 2018, something like that. And yeah, that was back then. That's the only time I really butted heads with Jack. Because I'm not gonna lie, he was a cocky guy back then, but now he's more tamed now.
He's still a bit of an asshole, but yeah, he's tamed out.
Oh, definitely, he's tamed.
And
He's
I like
definitely
Jack. I
he's
like
def-
Jack, so I can say that though.
he is fun racing. And the only time I've really raced him was last year, our Winter Series. That's the only time I got to race him, and he's a really good driver. You and him are really good. I wish I could come back and just like, yo, I'm still here decently.
Yeah, you can come back so we can lap you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, if the
Uh,
caution comes out, I'll be like, yes, I needed that caution. Give me some tires so I could abuse my. Because I think I was good in the short run because I always abused my tires, and then you guys come back and pass me by. I'm like, oh, see you guys later. Good, nice racing, you guys. Ah, those are the days, honestly.
did you ever
Oh
intent
man,
wreck
but
anybody?
ah, yes, I have. Actually, yes. I've
Let's
had
hear
some
it.
embarrassing moments too. All right, so NSC Race Super Speedway Series about 2016. And we're coming to a white flag, and I got my ass chewed out by Jess that day. And we're coming to a white flag. Back then, I didn't. When people didn't go with me at a race director play racing, when I pulled out, and like everybody didn't want to make a move. I didn't understand why. I didn't understand why. So one time, I just, you know what, you don't want to work with me. I'm not going to work with you. So I kind of right hooked Seth, and no, left hook was, I forget who it was. Left hook. It started like a domino effect. I left hook somebody, knocked into Jess, knocked into another driver, and it just caused a big wreck. And after I stopped wrecking, Jess comes into my team speaker room, and she's just laying it in me. And she's just laying it in me. I'm like, oh my god. And then I found out later that night I was suspended for 2 weeks. I'm
I
like,
feel like I vaguely
yeah, maybe
remember this. I
yeah,
vaguely remember this.
you might have been in it. I, that was one of the. That's the only time I can really remember. But I don't really. I don't know if you remember FTF, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is not more of an FTF thing. It was not more of an intent record thing. It was more of an embarrassing thing. Um, I remember like it was Zach Buchanan. They needed a driver to race, and I was a young guy. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. A 7 lap. I couldn't figure out how to get in the FTF because they had like a different
EXE.
what yeah, EXC, yes. I couldn't figure it out. So it took me like all practice to get into it, and then my game crashed. Couldn't figure it out. Well, I've only ran one points race FTF, and it only lasted one corner. In Atlanta, I was so embarrassed. I ran one corner, I spun out in front of half the field, and I killed like half the field right there. You
Oh
might
no.
have been in it. I remember. Yeah, I think you might have been. You might have been in that race, but like I make one corner, break loose, and I got screamed by the whole field. I'm like, oh no, and that's why I never really ran FTF because I never. It was so embarrassing. I, I just never forgot that moment. Like, oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's just
bad.
embarrassing a little bit.
It's bad,
It's
but what are
really
you gonna
bad.
do?
Yeah, exactly. You just laugh about it now. You just look forward and stuff like that. So, I mean, I've gotten better, but we've all made fun of that person. That
Yeah, we all had an embarrassing moment where we just lost it. I remember, I think my most embarrassing FTF moment was I like qualified decently well at Pocono. Like I was like 19th or something, and I was like, oh, I feel pretty good about qualifying in the top 20, because it was like a 30 something car field. And we went off into turn one, and I clipped the apron and wrecked Cosman lap one, turn one, and I felt so bad.
oh no,
I felt so bad. Yeah, he was mad. He was so mad at me for that, but I felt so bad about it. It was
like
embarrassing.
back then,
Everyone was making jokes about it in game chat too, and I felt so embarrassed about it.
I look back at it now. You just like gotta laugh about it now. Honestly, yeah. If you wrecked in the past, you just go look back now. And but I look back at it now, just like it's so dumb. But like FTF, those guys are so good though. Like I were straight trying to make the Daytona 500 their duels because like they've had 50 plus people want to sign up for them, And I just wanted to make it to field. And I remember one year I only ran it once, the duels, and I was in a really good shot to make it in, but I got wrecked out of it. It like was like 3 to go, and I'm like, oh, I guess they're gonna make another FTF race again. Next year they went to iRacing, so it's like, well,
Yeah, so they
not big in
went
iRacing
to.
leagues.
I haven't followed them too much, but I know they got really popular when they got really popular, and they had a lot of Coke guys running it. And then Justin got a job as the Coke journalist officially, like through iRacing versus doing it through like a journalist site. They hired him straight up to just do it as like an iRacing employee. And I've heard people have joked about calling FTF Diet Coke just because it's like a ton of Coke guys in it, like really competitive guys, hard to get into and stuff. But um, I actually heard that FTF is not going to be a full time thing next year, just because of like real life stuff like that Justin and other admins are dealing with. Like they're not gonna be full time next year, which I'll give them credit. They had a good long run. Like they ran however many years it was on NR, and then they went to iRacing. I think 2021 was their first year on iRacing. So they got 5 full years on iRacing, and then they had NR from like 2014 to 2020. So 12 year skid of hosting like a really popular sim racing league. Like I'd say they did a pretty good job. As toxic as that environment was for a lot of us,
Oh,
they did a pretty good job.
no, definitely they did a great job. Like you said, like they're wrapping it up. We're all getting older. We're not getting younger. So like we have more priorities right now than we did 10, 14 years ago. Like and like you don't see really a lot of leagues honestly right now going on right now. I know you got like Maverick, you got like your Fast League, you got BSR and stuff like that, but like Really, like when I came into NR, you had a lot of options. Honestly, every day of the week you could run a race. Every day of the week you could run one. Now it's like
And you
it's
still
hard to find
can.
one.
You still can. I was running almost every night last year, but it's harder to find. A lot of people just stay in their league now. A lot of people don't venture out now is the real problem. So when people don't venture out and you don't come across people that run at other leagues, it's hard to hear about those leagues. Like there's a lot of I'm sure there's like a dozen leagues out there right now that I have no idea about because I just haven't come across any of the people that race there.
No, I 100% agree with that. Like for me, like I'm casual. I'm not. I don't. I only race for fun now. Whenever I have the chance. And like some of these guys are like really serious about it. I don't. And I'm not. I don't want to take this personally, but like some place, like I told you, RTG, I didn't really fit in. Honestly, I didn't feel like I fitted in, honestly, because those guys they know each other for such a long time, and I just it wasn't more fun for me. Like I like Cody Lamas, for example. I love Cody Lamas. He's such a great guy.
Cody,
Like
my
in
painter.
rate when you're,
He does all my paint
is
schemes,
he?
man.
He does he?
Yeah, he did the logo for the new broadcast channel too.
Oh, that's so cool. I like he's such like his attitude. He's such a great guy to talk to, racing wise. He always says something funny or something stupid. It's always something funny. You can't go wrong with that. And that's the stuff I like. Like I like the like I like stuff like that. Like commentary during the race and stuff. Somebody will say something stupid during a race. I enjoy that. I'm like, but like some leagues are just like, like I don't know how to explain it. Like they're like more serious than I want it to be. If you know what I mean. I don't know how to word it.
Yeah, I
Like
got you.
it's not. It's plus then you like a lot of guys have retired, like you said, like Corey
Or they've
Williams,
moved
Shane.
on. Yeah, they do
Yeah,
other stuff.
yeah, like
I don't like the
I'm
term retire because a lot of us are still young and it's like you don't really retire. You just kind of move on and do something else.
not definitely like I'd say we've moved like you said we moved on. Like I don't want to close this chapter at NR. I'm not ready to yet. I'm not ready to say I'm done with it yet because eventually I'm hoping. God forbid it's all done in 5 years. Like there's no leagues in 5 years. God forbid that.
I think the
Um,
biggest challenge is going to be the Windows operating system because I've seen rumblings in other Discord servers where people are having issues now where they'll go to boot the game up and the game will just not want to work. And
really,
there's like no fix. Like that specific day, the game is just saying, nope, won't work on your computer. And then they'll go to run the game again 2 days later and it'll be fine. And then 2 weeks later, it does the same thing again. It's like a really weird phenomena that's going on right now. I don't know if I thought at first it was maybe a Windows 11 thing, but it sounds like it's happening to some people on Windows 10 as well. So it's really bizarre. Um, what is going on, and like some of the newer Nvidia cards will crash on tracks they shouldn't crash on. So like the graphics cards are being a player again too, and it's just getting to a point where like you have to find like a super fine set like compatibility mode or all this other stuff, and it's getting harder and harder to run the game to where it works fine. So I think in the next 5 to 10 years, it could reach a point where it's just not gonna work on newer versions of Windows and or graphics drivers. Like it's gonna run out of date. But people, as long as there are people dedicated to the community and they can go into the exe and like find something that they can change in the coding to make it work, like then they'll find a way to make it work. Like that's how we got a no CD patch that didn't require you to turn off DEP and do secure boot and stuff, and like the current exe that Tyler Mallon did, like same thing. Like you don't have to turn any of that stuff off to run it. Like you just drop it in your game folder, rename it NR 2003, and you're good to go. So
Yeah, so much easier than when I first started.
Used to have to
We didn't
turn
have that when I
off.
first started.
Yeah, I never had to turn off DEP or secure boot or anything because I had a disc. And then I remember when I met Steve Rada in 2017, he was like, "Oh, you can just use this, and you don't have to use the disc." And then I like never used the disc again, other than to like install on a new computer. So
Do you still have the disc?
yeah, it's in my basement. It's really
Yeah, like,
worn out now, though. Like it's like,
those
really worn out
those things are
disc.
worth a lot of money now. Like
Yeah.
just to get a disc, it's like over $100 to get, which is crazy. But back to your point of like when like the Windows and the video stuff, like I hated when it went to Windows 11 because for me it was kind of harder to do on Windows 11 to get installed on. I just couldn't figure it out, and then eventually it's like I had Jamie help me out with it because he got it to work, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing different than I am. I just couldn't figure it out,
Yeah.
and with all like NR was like a low quality thing when it first started out. Now you got all these like new graphics cards, and it's like NR looks pretty now. It looks really freaking cool, you know. And for me, it's like I enjoy spending so much time in NR, and if NR got taken away, I'll be honest, I'll be really upset because like I spent a lot of my time on NR like single player right now because like right now I'm running a 2013 Truck Series Championship 50%
Nice.
races, and I'm having so much fun doing it. It's just if NR gets taken away, I'd be really upset because like I've made so many memories. I've met so many people. I've met great people in real life too. Like I've met you remember Charles Sanford, Henry Sanford, right?
Yep.
I've met them. I've met Michael. I met Michael Norman last year, which is really cool. I was supposed to meet Dylan, but he wouldn't call off of work, so that was a shame. Instead, I had a FaceTime with him instead of Michael's phone. And then I met somebody this year. Who did I meet this year? I've met somebody this year. I forget who. That sounds bad, but I forget who I met this year. And I want to meet RJ. He's not that far from me. I really want to meet RJ though. He seemed like kind of cool guy to do. And Charles Building. I'd love to meet those two guys.
hmm
But we're all in Arizona. What's our excuse? I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I
All right.
feel like
Well,
RJ would be in.
I got one more
Go ahead.
NR question, and then we've got our exit topic to get to here. We've got about 12 minutes, so we're on a little crunch. So we're gonna try to speed here, but still be coherent. Okay.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry I'm talking too
You're good.
much.
No, it's all great stuff, man. It's just getting on the time crunch, and I got a few things to do Sunday night before I crash for bed for work in the morning. Same like you. Got to keep on the
Just call
grind,
out,
man.
bro.
No, I can't right
Call
now.
out.
I can't right now. Um,
Sure you can.
but so this is my favorite question to ask everybody because everybody's got a different answer, and I'm just gonna address this because I forgot to address it earlier, but God damn it, we got another Jeff Gordon fan on the podcast. So just getting that out of the way. We've had like I think 12 Jeff Gordon fans now, but so anyway, it's fine. Everyone likes who they like. But so this is a 4-part question. You can answer it in any order. If you need me to repeat part of the question, just say so. Um,
Okay.
but so the 4-part question is: what is your favorite mod, your favorite track, favorite league to race at or had raced at, and then your favorite physics type.
Okay. So first one's favorite mod, right? I forgot already. Gosh. Um,
Favorite mod, yeah.
I'd say CWS 15 is my favorite mod. Um, yeah, I love truck racing. Truck racing is always my favorite. Favorite track? It's got to be always Las Vegas. No matter what version of Las Vegas, I always love racing at my home track. It's just your home track is always somewhere you want to win at, and I was fortunate to win it once. So, and I'll never get tired of racing at Vegas. So if I could race that
Vegas
forever, I would.
closer to you than Phoenix, or did you actually grow up in Nevada first? I forgot.
I grew up in Vegas first,
Okay, yeah,
and I've been going to Vegas for so long, to raceway so long. So it's like my home. I call it home, away from
yeah,
home. So
absolutely.
Vegas, I turned thousands of laps in there, and I've been really good online racing there in Vegas, especially 2014. If I were to trick version 2014, um, then what was this the third one?
Favorite league to race at.
I'd say and an SCRA. I don't. It doesn't matter which one. Icebreakers is probably my favorite. Other than that, there's probably either Icebreakers or the Super Speedway series because I was really good at the Super Speedways. Everybody had a chance, and I'm like, yes, this is my chance to probably win some races. So, though I'd probably say the Super Speedway race series outranks winner with the Icebreaker series. And favorite
Physics type.
physics was I like CTS. CTS is really good. I really like it because I feel like everybody has like a more chance
Mm-hmm.
to race closer. And I feel like my leagues run CTS now more than I don't see a lot of GNS races or
Mm-hmm.
Cup. I just feels
There's a
closer
good bit of
honestly, and I
there's a good bit of cup out there, but yeah, a lot of people have been, you know, RTG and some other like older guys like they like running CTS because yeah, it's closer racing, but it's also a lot harder to pass. So
let me ask you this: you might know the answer. Why does nobody run a lot of GNS races
I don't really
series?
know. Yeah, I couldn't really tell you. Bomb Squad actually just changed their Xfinity series to GNS Physics in the past year because they used to always run it CTS. So you would have trucks Wednesday CTS with 2x pit frequency, and then Friday would be Xfinity CTS with 3x pit frequency, and then Cup was in the middle on 2x. But now they run it GNS Physics on a Friday. I don't know. They might still do 3x. I don't know, but I know they run it GNS Physics now.
Now if they have the GNS physics like today's Xfinity car. Sign me up. I'll be right there because today's Xfinity racing is so much fun. I would love to race something like that.
Yeah, I haven't done one yet. I'll probably do a few next year, just to see what it's like. Because I couldn't even tell you the last time I did an open setup GNS setup. Like I have not touched a GNS setup in forever.
I haven't touched GNS in forever either. Just touch GNS.
All right, yeah. Well, so this is our exit topic now. Moving away from NR, it's just any other interests you have outside of sim racing and motorsports. So like music, movies, TV shows,
Oh,
boxing, or like skiing or anything just like that's not motorsports or sim racing.
so okay, I'm a boring person outside of racing. That's all I do.
Me too.
I love music. I'm pretty boring. I'm pretty basic. I don't watch TV at all. I watch YouTube. I like watching YouTube. I like you know what? Scratch that. I am pretty entertaining. I love music. I love The Killers. They're my favorite music band.
Okay.
Like Lifehouse for music. I'm always a joke. I love joking around with my coworkers at work. I give them hell at work, and they know it. And I love driving. I love driving. I'll go to the car dealership sometimes and just test drive some random cars out just for no reason. Say I'm shit, but
Really?
no, I'm not interested. I love driving. I don't drive a newer car. I don't. My car's from 2006. I just want to feel what a newer car feels like to know what I'm getting into. Because taxi is right around the corner, and I want a new car, so I want to see
Hmm.
what's out there. And I know it sounds dumb, but I enjoy it. Don't get me started on Tesla. I'll not drive a Tesla, but
Yeah.
what else? What else is about me? Like, really, I'm just a busy person with work, school, and being a parent. You really don't have a lot to do, honestly. It's just you're very like Sunday's the only day I have to myself. I hate going out. I don't like going out. I'll just stay home, play video games or something like that. Like I know he's told me to bring up sim racing, but that's all I do really. It's all I do on Sundays. My day off. Got nobody around me, and I like content creating too. Like we got NASCAR 25 coming out on PC on the
Oh
11th.
yeah.
I'm going to be making videos on that. Hate that I had to wait an extra month. So and I see everybody playing it. I'm like, oh, everybody's already in the Cup Series champion. I'm more like, hey, I'm just starting out here, everybody. So, so that's I like making videos, but since I'm pretty busy with life right now. I really don't have. I'm not really. I'm a boring person. I say. I'm just. I'm just there. I just exist right now. That's the basic thing I can say. But I'm, I'm pretty busy right now till December, and in December the semester ends, and then I'll have more free time. But that's all over the place. I feel something all over the place. But content creating and music is probably my favorite thing, and driving is my favorite things to do outside of racing.
Oh, right on, Emmanuel. Yeah. You're a lot more of an entertaining person than you might give yourself credit for. So, you entertained me for the last 90 minutes, man, you know?
I did something right, I guess.
Well, there's no right or wrong way to do it here on the Who's That Driver. So, I appreciate all my guests. And, there's always one or two episodes that might stand out here and there. But this was a pretty fun one, for like a end of the day one to do. I typically, be honest with you, I don't always like to do these like ones at the end of days because I feel like I'm more vibrant and energized like right after lunch. But I felt like this was still a pretty good episode.
Hey, just come to move to Arizona. We'll have a good time zone right there.
Yeah, in the
Let's fly out to Arizona.
dry
We'll do a
Arizona
live.
desert.
Yeah, exactly. We'll go have some. We'll go. I don't know. We'll go out and do a bar or something. Do the live podcast. There we go.
Yeah, at a bar.
Have you,
That'd
have,
be
you, have,
funny.
have you ever thought? Have you ever thought about doing a live one yet?
Um, yeah, maybe sometime. But I like to edit out some of the. Sometimes people have to think about answering a question, and I like to cut out the little gaps and of silence and stuff. I don't think I'll have to really do that with this one. There might be like 3 to 5 spots where I can like pinch out like a second or so, but I won't stress over editing this one too much.
Oh, perfect. I did my job.
That's right. Yeah, you rambled good enough for me.
I didn't put you to sleep, so I did something good about that too.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so thank you again, Emmanuel. This is the time where the guest gets to throw out any shout outs they might like to give. So, the floor is yours, Emmanuel.
Yeah. I like to appreciate that you've actually reached out to me on let me do the podcast. It was really fun to do, and I'm grateful that you let me tell my story and stuff like that. My racing career, my family, they pushed me through it a whole lot. Um, they're keeping me motivated every day, even though time is tough for me with being so busy. They're motivating me to keep going to school and keep working, just keep going, reaching my goal. My family, my sister's got cancer, but she's getting over that this year. So shout out to
Hell
her.
yeah, fuck
I'm happy
cancer.
for. Yeah. She had leukemia this year, so she's coming home next month. I'm very excited to see her. So shout out to my sister too, my dad, my mom. That's my whole family, and everybody, whoever, and all my friends too. Even though I might not game as much anymore, I might not be on. Just know I want to. I just don't have time right now. But that's everybody. I appreciate you for what all you do and everything like that, because you're all making the community better. I want you to know that.
Oh, thanks, man. I try. All right. Well, yeah, this was Who's That Driver, episode 26 with Emmanuel Hartnett. We'll see if we can't squeeze in one more episode at some point here before Thanksgiving, and then maybe if we're lucky we can get 2 out in December. But holiday season is upon a lot of people. A lot of people are going to be starting getting busy, so might be tricky to get 3 more before the year is over, but we'll see. They come when they come, so people schedule when they can. So everyone's pretty busy, so I'll be busy too. But and so was our guest tonight, Emmanuel. Thank you again for coming out and finding time to do this. Was so stoked to get you on, considering I haven't seen you race too much lately, and it was good to go down memory lane.
I appreciate everything you do, and keep up the hard work. You're doing really good.
All right, well, thank you to all our listeners as always, and this was Who's That Driver, episode 26 with Emmanuel Hartnett, and I, Zach Rogers. We'll see you guys for the next one.